It is Friday night. It is bitch night. I'm your host. My name is Ray. I'm going to be here for the next 17 or 18 days in a row. Non-stop, just doing this shit. Why? Why not? I'm kidding. I won't be here that long. Maybe an hour. Maybe a little more. I don't know. We got all sorts of things we're going to touch on tonight. We got some mental health issues we want to talk about. Mine, yours, whoever's. Somebody's mental health issues are getting discussed. I'm going to try and stick to nothing but English all night long. Got to make mention of Tamara, my sponsor. That fine-looking mug you see on the intro was made, designed, and custom crafted by her. You need mugs? You need anything? Give Tamara a follow on Twitter. Let her know you need stuff, and she can get stuff done up for you. She also got a bunch of boozy balls. And boozy balls are these little balls that you fill up with alcohol and hang on your Christmas tree. They look something like this. And she can custom print them however she wants, however you want. She can do them up, drink me. I'm thinking you get 24 of them. Make yourself an advent calendar. That's what I'd do. And then just buy bottles of backup booze to go along with that. So give Tamara a shout. Doe, what are you doing? Caught you sucking on your thing there.
Oh, carrying over from Bonzi stuff? Yeah.
Fuck, what a gong show, man. I caught him on Dean Blundell's podcast this afternoon, and I don't know how it came out, but Bonzi just kind of blurted out he's got a girl in town that is going to be in town in a couple weeks or something from his hometown, and she's there to shoot a porn scene. Do you want to come down and watch? Maybe join? And it just fucking exploded from there, and then I ended up having to go on Bonzi's show, and I really didn't want to bring it out because his mom watches his show, and I can only imagine, well, my mom would probably
she'd laugh at you
first and then get up and laugh at me if she found out I was doing porn, but
she'd want to know who invited you.
Yeah.
And
what
why?
channels are gonna what channel's that going to be on, because I'm not watching that shit.
And why did they invite you, right?
yeah. Were all the good actors taken? Like, that nice Mike Myers boy doesn't have anything better to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a shit show. That was a lot of fun. What else we got going on? I got nothing to bitch about, man. I leave a charmed life. I've had a good week. Today was a bitch. Why? Because I had to work 7 hours instead of 6. So that was tough. And it was all miles. It was just driving. That's all it was. So
I got to play receiver today, so that was cool. Challenged my brain a little bit.
Right on.
New schematics is always good.
So that's about that. And we're going to discuss some job ads later on. We're going to dissect some of those, right?
Yes, we
You're
are.
the one that brought it up. You either agree with me or tell me to go away. One of the two.
Well,
yeah, God.
I hate that thing. It's in my way. No, it was in my way. I knocked it down earlier, and it's just it's there. That's why it's there. It's because I knocked it down.
You dragged it over to utilize it.
No, I was not.
So you wanted to touch on some mental health English words, Wade. Mental health issues. Health?
Yes, mental
I'm
health.
having a tough time with this language.
No kidding.
Okay.
I'm having a tough time with this camera.
Yeah, well, it's real simple. Just point.
I'll just lean into it. There we go.
There you go. That's all I do. We'll buy you a bigger microphone so you can hide your face like I do.
Yeah.
Like that. That felt good.
Yeah, because this light's really harsh. It's really bad.
Yeah, it is. We gotta design a real studio. If we're gonna continue on doing this, we gotta set up something like a real studio and my name and lights.
I thought you wanted that above the bed.
That's been done. Remember? Oh,
I didn't do it.
Oops. Talking out of school. Ex-nay Wade, shut up. You're in trouble. So is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Gwen. Of course, Gwen was part of our podcast a couple weeks ago. She was part of Bonzi's podcast tonight, trying to explain to Bonzi's mom why Bonzi's doing porn. So here's our resident guru on everything mental health way, and as we've discovered this evening, everything to do with sex. So
You're just getting it tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Poor Gwen. Poor Gwen. Okay. Well, you two go ahead and discuss. I'm gonna let you guys have the room.
So I don't know. There's a few people out there that really suffer from anxiety. And sorry to pull you in here, Gwen, but I know you do as well. And I've
Yeah.
had my bouts with depression, which is no stranger to me. So, and a lot of people I've talked to, I've said, you know, this helped me, this helped you. So, what things help you with your anxieties?
Uh, well, I'm not gonna lie. I smoke a lot of weed. I do. It does help with my anxiety, but I do other things as well. Like I'll take walks. I'll try to meditate. I find that doing something that I like creatively helps me a lot as well.
Mhm.
Um, that's what I've found. Talking to people as well, like somebody that you can trust and really connect with,
And
to be
not
able to
just a
talk
chat, like a deep
and
heart,
express.
yeah, without
Yes, a heartfelt conversation.
yeah, not one of
Yes,
those,
absolutely.
yeah, it's all good, here, smile more, you'll feel better, yeah.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you tried
You need-
have you tried vitamin
no,
B
go ahead.
and zinc?
Yes, I am taking those currently, actually.
And it helps?
So, I'm finding there is a difference, and it does help. Yes. So, I mean, I can't complain there. Um, I mean, I do suffer from PTSD as well, severe PTSD and depression. So I mean,
Yeah, that's fine.
it's difficult, but you gotta, no matter what, you gotta fight and keep pushing through. No matter what, you always gotta try and have a positive outlook on things, because if you don't, you're just gonna dig yourself into a bigger hole, and you don't want that. So
Yeah.
I find you gotta try and keep your mind in a positive mindset.
Getting proper rest and eating proper dietary foods as well,
Yes.
not processed stuff. Because I read an article about 2 weeks ago from a health journal about processed foods and how they deplete your body of the vitamin B
Mhm.
compound and zinc, and a lot of people don't know that, but mixing those chemicals, and if you have a bit of anxiety, it's just gonna make it worse, like MSG is
Oh,
really a good attributor.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, it is. MSG is one of the worst things you could ever put into your body. So,
yeah. For me,
yeah,
MSG just
it
triggers a
contributes a lot.
migraine, so I'm lucky there, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I find though in summertime, it's not so much, the heat or in wintertime, it's the sun. Like, it just feels
Yes.
good to get in the sun. You don't have to
Oh,
be in
yeah.
33 degrees roasting, but I find that the sunlight does help quite a bit, and I imagine you're
Mhm.
probably the same way. But I used to work with a lot of people who suffer from deep anxiety, and they come to work and go, "Well, I'm having a tough time." Okay, fine, you're having a tough time. But then they would turn to you and say, "Well, I have anxiety." Okay, describe it to me. And then they'd come off with this weird, nothing to do with what anxiety really is, right? So I think a lot of
Yes.
people don't fully get, um, and anxiety can lead to depression and it can lead to the sleepless nights, the body sweats, all that kind of
Oh,
stuff. And
yes.
people, yeah, unless they've been there, they really don't fully absorb what it is.
No, they don't get it or understand. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a bitch here, but they don't get it mentally. Like, they just think it's a crutch, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Anybody that's ever sat in their car and done deep breathing for 10 minutes before having to go into, say, a Costco or a Walmart or some big box store, that
Yeah.
in itself is a type of anxiety, but there's a lot of people that don't get that. Like they, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm going, you just need to get out more." No, you don't.
1975. I'm busy. 1975. Yes. Sorry, my
No,
sorry about
nope.
that.
Family first, right?
Hmm.
So is there any medications or other things that you've tried that help?
Yes, I am currently that's called Cipralex, and it kind of helps taper things off. Um, I mean, it does what it's supposed to. It helps with my anxiety and whatnot. So it's a
Does it
good
make you feel
thing.
like a zombie though? I know some of them are
No,
really.
no, it doesn't have that zombie-like effect or anything like that, which is
Does it?
good.
You can tune out for nighttime.
For night, I don't really. That's a whole another
Issue.
story there. Like I am on what's it called? Uh,
Trazodone.
no, not trazodone. It was uh I can't remember the name of it. But it helps me sleep. Can I have my phone back, please?
I'm trying to order something.
Sorry. I'm trying to keep track and whatnot, but my phone is somewhere else. So
Yeah, no worries. Wade says heroin,
but yeah.
heroin to sleep at night. No, no, no. We don't
No,
want to get
not
into that kind of
heroin.
stuff.
It's the generic name is quetiapine. Seroquel. There we go.
Very cool.
Seroquel. Yes, I'm on Seroquel for sleep, and that does make me into a zombie, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
Um,
tough.
so I try not to take it, but when you're going through sleepless nights, what can you do, right? You
Yeah.
kind of gotta you kind of got to take the good with the bad and kind of balance it out, right?
You went to school with Seroquel.
Sarah,
There's
she was a prickly
there's
little thing. Yes.
there's so many different things out there, and some of them will make you feel better, some of them make you feel worse. I think the biggest thing is to be in touch with what you're feeling and get it out there and let people know, I'm not good with crowds. I'm not, and there needs to be less of a stigma about it.
Yes.
People have to be more
Yes.
accepting. And I mean, there's
That's the problem.
1,001 different things now than what there was, say, 10 years ago, even 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you saw a shrink until they decided you were fine and you weren't. And you just knew you weren't.
Well,
And
exactly.
there's places like Shoppers Drug Mart even has an online thing where you can sign up and you can talk to a counselor if you can't get out of your house, if you're, so agoraphobic or what have you. So
I'm
there's
agoraphobic, so
you're
I
agoraphobic. Yeah.
yes, I do suffer from the social anxieties and going out, but like I said, I push myself, so I do get out. I don't necessarily go to places that have a lot of people,
Mhm.
um,
Baby
because
steps.
yeah, baby steps, one step at a time, one day at a time, type of thing. So yeah,
Depending on your comfort zones on the day, right? If
yeah,
you're feeling good, you can do a little more. If you're not feeling good, well, then you just take a step back.
yeah, exactly.
But there's so many people out there that hold it inwards, don't ask for help, don't talk about it, or if they do talk about it and they talk to you about it, they walk away and go, "Yeah, well, that's just what they thought." But they don't realize there's so many people that are going through the same thing, especially with this COVID crap. I
Oh,
mean, everybody's
oh,
been
the
shut out
COVID
for
stuff.
it's
It's
ruthless.
it is. It's absolutely brutal. Like my daughter, she just had to get retested a couple of weeks ago. Because there was a close encounter. We had to go to a hospital, and yeah, she tested negative. We all did, but it was such an inconvenience. And then, like the social aspects where you don't get to see your family or your friends or anything, it really takes a toll on you mentally. And it's very difficult. Like suicide rates are up because,
People are
people can't deal
self-medicating,
with this. Yeah,
and a
and
lot are
they can't deal
self-medicating
with
whatever they
COVID.
can, yeah.
Yeah. Or they result to doing other things that they probably shouldn't be doing, like, I don't know, trying to cope.
Trying to feel better.
So, yes.
And I think
It's
the biggest part is not being able to talk comfortably about it. And it's such a, like I said, it's such a
yeah.
taboo. And I think, and it's every age group. It's not any one. I think kids in school need to
No,
have a
no.
connection to talk to as well. So if you've got kids in school and they come home,
Exactly.
from school, got to talk about your feelings. I spend 10 minutes
Mhm.
talking about your feelings and how did that make you feel and what do you think? And yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. And that's just the thing. Everybody needs to have an open level of communication.
yeah, and going through all of this, like with the COVID, the shutdowns, the lockdowns, the bullshit, the masking even, um, and it's all age groups. I see it in the seniors that come into the store and stuff too. They just want to have a conversation, and they're the stronger seniors that are really quiet, and but you get them to talk a little bit, and they're there for an hour. You know, I lost your volume. Nope.
Oh, jump back out, jump back in again. That usually works. Brad's been commenting that they get just a shit ton of calls where they have to respond to overdoses and suicides and what have you. Brad is a paramedic slash firefighter slash biologist in Ontario. We had him on last week or the week
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
It's
there's such a bad
wonderful, man.
stigma with it right now, and I think if you can be ears for somebody that needs to hear or to listen, to somebody just to get it out there, and
Yeah,
let them have
yeah.
their speech.
The reason I left you two alone on this is because I've never really suffered from a mental issue or anything that I'm aware of. So people ask me
I've suffered from
people ask me
PTSD.
how do you do it? How do you get along without this? I don't know because I've never had to go through it to find out what it takes to fix
To go
yourself.
through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'll sit back and you damn well know I will sit. I've listened to you for 30 years with whatever issue
Sort
might
of.
come around. What's that?
Sort of.
Pardon me?
You've sort of listened to me for 30 years. When I
What?
tell you not to do something, you go and do it anyways. But
What?
no, I know what you mean.
No. So Gwen's back, so we'll try this some more because you two are having a great conversation here. There, you're back, Gwen. Oh, we still
I
can't
see
hear
her
you.
lips, but I don't hear her.
1 minute, you got it. Go. We'll
Yeah,
put her on back.
there's all sorts of addictions. People are trying to
Mm-hmm.
self medicate, make themselves feel better, and there really isn't much in the way of that. Self medicating is probably the worst thing a person
Yeah,
can
I'd have
do.
to agree. There's no real magical elixir
No,
that will, in one fell swoop, fix all your problems. That much I do know. It
yeah,
doesn't matter. I mean, yeah. Do I have stress? Certainly, I have stress. Do I let it get to me? At times, I do.
yeah.
But
So I grind my teeth. I grind them to the point where I snap them off in my sleep, and that's where my stress comes out, is in my sleep.
I yell at people in my brain.
I did that for a while, got a headache, so I quit doing it.
Hi.
Oh,
There, you're
better.
back. There.
I was
See,
There's a
on
you
pretty
turn
lady.
mute.
your microphone on. It's amazing what happens, eh?
I know, right? But yes, no. And another thing that's so taboo, I think, is that men, they don't talk about their feelings enough. And that's another thing because a lot of men think that, hey, I'm weak. And you're not. You're
Yeah,
not weak
exactly.
for talking about your feelings. Like us women, we want you to come and talk to us.
I
We
don't have
want you to
feelings.
communicate.
I don't have
What
feelings.
I'm
I'm not
seeing
allowed.
in the last probably 10 or 20 years, I'm seeing women are tougher. Um,
Yes.
and probably I think men feel intimidated by it because a lot more women are getting into the workforce, or and we have to be more aggressive because it's still very much a man's domain, right?
Mhm.
Um, especially if you get into like the warehousing or anything like that, it's boys club.
Yes.
No matter how they color it, it's still boys club. So you have to step up. You got to be twice as fast, twice as efficient, twice as everything, and a bitch to boot, right?
Oh,
Just to get
absolutely.
through the day. And we got to dig deep. And I see a lot of men really intimidated by us because of it. So they don't. They just like, "Oh, okay, I'll just no,
Yeah.
I won't talk to her or I won't talk to anybody." But we're not unapproachable.
No, and that's the thing. That's what people need to understand is that you can approach us. You can come to us. Don't let it be the taboo subject that it is. Like I just I don't think there's enough awareness on it,
Yeah.
and too many people are killing themselves or doing stupid things, to try and cope, and it's not worth it. Like you gotta try and communicate with somebody that you trust.
Yeah.
So,
And phone your grandparents every so often because they're home.
and you
They're
never
in the
know.
same boat.
Yeah.
Every generation is going through the same thing, and I think it's really, really important.
And you never know when it's going to be your last goodbye. So you need
It,
to take every conversation that you have and cherish it, because if you don't,
yeah,
you never have that chance.
yeah.
So,
Some of us have a job where mental toughness is demanded years ago, and a slow process reversing that behavior. Definitely, definitely. Um, I think about 7 years ago, well, maybe a few more than that, they started introducing mental health in the
mhm,
workplace under the WMIS Act, and 7 or 10 years ago, and then it just kind of disappeared. They touch on a certain little bits of, but that's it. It's like we have an open door policy. Okay, well,
yeah.
what does that mean? And the minute you go into that open door, it's like, okay, well, I don't know how to say this. This is what I'm going through, and then they kind of go, oh, okay, and they make notes and walk away.
Hmm.
That isn't open door policy. That or here's a card for such and such clinic. Use it.
Yeah.
How is that helpful? In my day to day, how is that helpful? Now I
Yeah.
really don't want to ever use that again. Um,
Oh, I know.
and here's a card, right? So then you phone this card, and it's like, okay, well, now I feel even smaller than I did walking through those open doors, right? So a lot of people
Mhm.
are still suffering in a worse way.
Oh, I know. It's absolutely terrible. Like it's sad that this is what the world has actually come to, and this is what we
Screens,
have to deal with. Like
screens and
sad.
isolation. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to wonder, like, the government is, you got to know that they're behind this shit. Like,
Oh, definitely, definitely. I'm for a certain portion of this, I kind of started to slide and started to agree with some of the what's the word I'm looking for here? Uh,
Conspiracy theorists.
Thank you, thank you. You have a problem with English, I have a problem with thinking. Conspiracy segments, the
oh,
whole Great Reset, all this, all that,
mhm.
and yeah, there was a little bit that was, maybe, but I don't know.
I think Bonesy misses me.
Your midnight friend. Um,
Bonzi.
but there's that whole, like you say, there's that whole bunch of taboo, and until
Mhm.
that's addressed, it should be part of an everyday conversation. Hey, how you feeling? Are you
Oh,
okay today, or do you need any help? How can I help?
absolutely.
How can I help? And sometimes there is an answer. Sometimes the answer is not what you want to hear, and those are the signs I think you got to look for. If a person shuts down,
Mhm.
those are definite, or if they're overly happy.
Oh,
I had
yes.
a coworker, and it hit me. He
I'm sorry
said
for
goodbye to him at the end of the day. That night, he went home and committed suicide.
I
Next day,
lost.
I got a phone call from my boss, and I'm like, "What? I just saw him 24 hours ago." And he was happy. He had a struggle. Not a lot of people knew he was struggling.
Yeah. I know it's hard. I
Yep.
lost my cousin to suicide, and I was very close with him, and it took a really big toll on me.
Yep.
It's been 7 years. It's almost been 8 years now this January, but
Yeah,
it
you never forget. You never
you
forget.
never ever forget. And it's the thing is he wouldn't talk to anybody, and that was the
Yeah.
problem.
And
And
guys generally don't.
that's the problem. Like they don't talk about it, and it's sad because you know
I think
if
guys
you
don't
just
because
reach out,
they
they
don't
don't
want to
want to seem
seem
weak.
unmanly. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
they don't want to seem weak. And the thing is, you're not being weak. If anything, you're being strong. It takes a lot of courage to step up and say, "Hey, I need help," you know, for anybody. But I think it's
Yep.
more so for a man.
Yep. And
Well,
they
pretty
hide
much
That's
behind the
stuff
just
like that.
jokes or they make light of it and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
exactly. And I'm good at that.
yeah, you're
That's what I
really good
do.
at that.
Yeah.
Actually, you're good at pulling me out when I've tunneled my way down that black hole, and Gwen will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There is this hole and it's just a darkness and you just get in it and you can't. It's
You can't
soothing
get out.
almost. Yeah,
And
and
Yeah.
like I said earlier, I've never had to go through any of this. I've been very very fortunate that way.
yeah.
I've led a pretty fucking charmed life when you look at the brass tacks of it. But I'll tell you, and I'll tell anybody out there that's listening, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. Majority of you have my
Mhm.
cell number. I don't give a rat's ass day or night. Call me. You need somebody just you want to phone
Coffee's
and
always
just fucking scream. I'm your guy. You want to come
Exactly.
for coffee? The coffee is always on, and I
doors
mean
Yeah.
that.
always open.
Those aren't
Doors
hollow words.
open. Phone's
Those
always
are not
on.
hollow words. That is. Doe and I are both the same way.
Hmm.
Those are not hollow words. We mean it. I
Oh,
don't care who you
same
are.
here.
You know, we will talk you off the ledge. We will, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
You
See,
know,
my
we'll find you the
depression
right help.
Yeah.
Whatever.
when I got into
Exactly.
depression,
Same
it was
here.
after my second son was born. I went
Hmm.
into a clinical depression, deep, and I actually had planned out different various ways where I could do what I needed to do, but um, I just pulled myself out of it, and
Hmm.
I went through that whole open door policy, phone the number, all that crap, did all
Yeah.
that, and after I think about 3, 4 sessions of sitting with this therapist who was making notes and making my life worse because the more I drove into what might be causing it with all these exercises she was having me do, I became worse. And then they gave me meds, and I became even worse on those meds. So I threw the meds down the sink. I said, "I'm done."
Yeah.
And I went into my, I think it was the fourth session or something, and she started asking me about the homework she assigned me. And I
Hmm.
looked at her, and um, I didn't say anything at first, but she said something else to me. And I just pushed back my chair and I said, "You know what?" I said, "There's nothing wrong with me." I said, "I just lost my edge." I said, "You have no idea what you're talking about, for starters, because she was making me go back into my early childhood. Well, this
Hmm.
didn't come about in my early childhood. This came about like flash in the last 6 or 8 months, right?
Yeah.
So I got mad at her, and my anger pulled me out and carried
Oh
me through.
wow.
And I was angry for years, like for
Yes.
years. I was like typical type A. Say something, I fly off the handle. Ask Wade. He's like, "Yup."
Yep. Very scary. I'm feared
But
for
then
life. Yes.
I still couldn't sleep at night. And that was my PSD, my PTSD. If
Yeah.
you touched me when I was sleeping, I'd come up swinging. And I'd been like that since I was 12. But
Hmm.
that's what happens when you grow up with alcoholics in the family and you've gone through um, all the child abuse and stuff like that. So you come
I
up
grew up with an
fighting.
alcoholic father, so
Yeah.
I
You never
understand.
knew you never knew what you were dealing with. You come home and they're all crying and huggy, and the next day they're gonna throw something through the window.
Yeah.
So you slept with one eye open, and I think many still sleep with one eye open
Oh, absolutely.
that
And
suffer with PTSD. You never bury it.
it's no, you don't, and it never goes away. It's always there, and it's one of those things where like I get anxious just thinking about it because I suffer from it really bad due to my father. I mean, like, I stopped talking to my dad in 2017, Christmas Day, actually, because he said some words and I
They
was like,
resonated.
hey, yeah, they resonated. And I was like, hey, I'm done. Peace.
Peace
And
out.
yeah,
See you later. Yeah.
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 So, I mean, I don't need that toxicity in my life.
It's
I
been
don't need my,
26 years since I talked to my grandmother.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
So I'm right
long
there
time.
with you.
Yeah.
26
So,
years. I
you
just
know,
shut the door.
yeah,
She's
sometimes
still
you have to.
alive.
Oh, wow.
She's
That's
still alive.
amazing.
And I'm like,
Sometimes you have to, and you shouldn't feel bad about cutting toxic people off. You
no,
shouldn't feel bad because you have to do what's right for you and what's right for your family.
you have to break the cycle.
You have to break the cycle because if you don't, it's just going to continue. And your children are just going to continue the cycle and it just on and on and on and on. So
Yeah.
you have to be the one to say, okay, you know what, this is where I take my stand. This is where I'm going to break the cycle, and this is where I'm going to start over and start new.
Well,
So
you can't help anybody else, and you can't be
no.
whole for yourself or anybody else until you heal somewhat.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And I mean, I'm doing what I can to heal, and because it still hurts, I don't really talk to anybody except my nephew, and that's it. And I come from a big family. So
Breaking
like
ties is never easy. It
breaking
isn't.
ties is never easy, but it had to be done, and I'm living a hell of a lot happier life than I was back when I was speaking to my parents. So,
Yeah, you
like
can look back now that you've been through the rain and
yes,
see a little bit of light. And it's like
Yeah,
exactly.
slowly.
we'll adopt you, Gwen.
Yeah, I've adopted you.
We'll adopt you. We like you.
Well, thank you.
I've adopted many the last probably 12 years.
I was just reading a
I feel
study on.
honored.
I was reading
There
a
you go.
study on online here on my other computer about self-help and self-awareness and stuff. And one of the worst things you can do to try to mentally repair yourself is
Yes.
to live on a bus and become a porn star.
Yes, Bonzi.
So, yeah,
Just kidding, Bonzi. We love you.
Well, that's a totally different reach out and touch someone thing. That's totally different.
oh my
Yeah.
God, I don't know what we're gonna do with that boy. That was really wild. I've never had to scramble and take my computer from one room to another so fast in my life. I just about fell in the hallway and killed the dog.
Well, it must have been good because it's carried over for 3 podcasts now.
Yeah.
The original his and ours.
And it'll pick up again next week at some point too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And there he is. What a smart mouth.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Aw, we love you, Bonds. It's okay, Gregory.
Yeah, fun. Well, Gwen, thanks for jumping on and talking about this with Go. It's I
No
hope
Yeah,
I
you're
helped you a
not
little bit. I
you're
know
not
it helped
alone,
Go.
and if our conversation can help 5 or 6 or 7 other people, and they can
Or
help
even
5 or
one.
6, perfect.
If it helps one person and then that person helps one person,
Yeah,
Absolutely. Thank
7
you for
billion people
having
from
me.
now. Oh,
thank
anytime.
you.
Anytime you want to jump in here and scream, bitch, and yell, that's what we're here for.
Oh,
Do you have
yeah.
any bitches? Do you have any
This is
bitches
what
for the
my
week?
original
No. No
kind of my
bitches.
original plan for the podcast was you get somebody making mention of something and bring them in. Bitch, go. Get it off your chest. We'll make your weekend better.
I
This,
think
this
the
was
best
pretty much my bitch for the week was mental health and not having enough awareness on it.
I think the
Awareness.
best awareness that sparked something for me was Lachlan when he had his I don't give a shit August.
Hmm.
And that's the truth. I think more people
Yeah.
need to mind their own business about what other people are doing and start looking at their own lives first.
Yeah, Bonzi
Yeah.
says he's gonna be at our house shooting porn when I'm in Mexico.
I won't be far, Bonzi, but I don't want no part of that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Is he
stealing my
bringing a
guest
date?
tonight, Wade. She was my guest first, Bonzi. I had her on 2 weeks ago. Bite me, bitch. I win.
All right, guys. You have
And
a
Dave
great
says she
night.
does. I don't know what that
Thank
means.
you.
Yeah,
You too.
thanks, Gwen.
Take care.
Thanks.
Yes, the lovely Gwen. Gwen, stick around. Well, watch your inbox. There's going to be something coming to you here very quick. I don't know what Dave's going on about. I missed something along the way. That's okay, though. Thanks for watching, Dave. Appreciate it. Bonzi, Brad, all watching. Gwen still watching in the background. So that's all cool. So, yeah, mental health, like I say, it's a one of those touchy subjects that's almost taboo to approach somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You see somebody suffering, and
It's hard to see the signs
it's hard
too.
if you don't know them well, especially you
If
see
they're
a
off,
sign.
if they're withdrawn, or if they're really outgoing instead, the opposite of what they typically are, then there's some signs there of something.
Yeah. So
And sometimes just being there, or even an appreciation moment where you say, hey, you did a really good job today, or whatever it is, or whatever it might be, or I really like this, or whatever. Sometimes that is enough of a pick me up for the day to get them through that day.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and let's touch on these job ads.
So
that was an evening of laughter. We spent 2.5 hours
I think
pissing
we're
ourselves
sleep drunk.
laughing through dinner. I think we were sleep drunk too, because I don't
Yeah.
think I slept any more than about 4 hours this week. The advantage of getting old, you don't sleep ever.
Well, you say that, but you hit the pillow. You're not even thinking. I don't know how you clear your head, but halfway down to that pillow, you're already snoring. Like, how the hell I sat there the other night and stared at you intently. Like, how do you do that? How?
Well, dear, it's like this. You suffer 35 concussions in your lifetime or more, and it's just a matter of on the way down, your brain rattles around inside your head, causing a minor concussion. You're out cold. I'm sure that's what it is.
Oh, speaking of concussions, what day is that?
I don't know.
Wednesday. I finally see the ENT. So
Oh, yes.
maybe soon I'll have my own black eyes and stuffing.
Get your nose job done.
Yeah.
Then we'll work on your boob job.
I don't need a boob job. I got just enough to handle, honey, and that's all I need.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. It's just
You've been hanging with Bonzi too long.
maybe that's it. That's it. That creepy porn thing is rubbing
You
on
still
me
got
or
the
something.
porn in your brain. Reset.
Reset. Yeah. Well, it's typical. The only thing you wash in the shower is yourself. Your dirty thoughts are always still there with you. Right? Okay.
So coming across Indeed, you know how you read something and you got to read it twice because you didn't read it right the first time, or your head reads it something else, like a cartoon, and how it's worded and how I read it, two different things. So we thought we'd share a couple of the positions that were posted on Indeed, and these are live from Indeed. In fact, we pulled them off last Sunday. Sunday, was it? I think so.
Yeah, something like that. I'm reading Bonzi's comments and trying to pay attention. So I'm trying to do two things
Are
at
you
once.
suffering from ADHD?
Yeah, ADHD in HD. Yeah. So
That's my excuse. Look, shiny squirrel. Go on. All right, so you go ahead.
No, you go. This is your list.
This is my list, okay? Some of the ads I came across, and this you can even double check these if you want. They're accurate. Director of Community Standards Peace Officers.
That's a police officer for those of you that don't understand real English.
Now, these are little captions underneath that they get you to link onto the job so that it gets your interest. Reporting to the branch manager, community standards in neighborhoods, the director leads 2 enforcement teams that engage with Edmontonians. Enforcement team? Why would I want to apply to this if it's an enforcement team? A peace officer enforcement team.
Yeah, kind of an oxymoron.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's like eating little shrimp, or big shrimp rather. Fucking dyslexia too, eh?
Giant.
ADHD, dyslexia. Giant shrimp.
You're just going
There
through
you
it all,
go.
even in
I'm
my
having
pills.
Yeah, this English is hard. God,
There's too many
I
chemicals in that truck.
too many. Oh, I'm not supposed to drink the fluids that come out the engine?
No,
Oh,
I already
I
did
get a
that.
little thirsty on the road.
No, I already did that. The only one you want to touch is antifreeze. It's sweet.
Yeah, the wiper fluid's not bad. When you mix it with the antifreeze, you get like a shooter.
Yeah, kind
Because
of
they layer
lime
really
green
nice.
shooter.
Yeah.
Principal Park Planner. Principal Park Planner is responsible for providing open space related comments.
On complex land development applications, design drawing reviews. Principal park planner is responsible for providing open space
Comments.
comments.
Related open space comments. On a park planner, it's like, yeah, that's an open field. We'll just mark that there. We'll just draw a space.
You know what? There's a house there, but I want to put a park there. Call up Peter Woodman, get his
This one's
bulldozer.
kind of creepy.
He'll gladly
actually.
fucking take it down for you.
This one's kind of creepy. Acupuncturist at the Body Barn.
Yeah, no shit, eh?
At the Body Barn. Could you not figure out a better business name than the Body Barn?
Yeah,
And then
no kidding.
For $51 an hour, needles, cups, ear seeds. What the fuck is an ear seed? So like cabbage when you don't
earwigs
clean
once.
them. Marketing books, linens, oils, incredible staff members, and friendly environment all provided. To me, Body Barn is like, I need an arm. It's over there.
Yeah, it's on the aisle 3, third shelf. Oh,
Vasectomy
cool.
box. There you go, Bonzi. There's that
Bonzi's
part that
vasectomy
you
box.
need to link. Cortland Custom
poor
Dog
Bonzi.
Food. This is out of Andrew. For $17 an hour, you will spend most of your day operating a hydraulic pallet jack or skidster. So you must, and it's in big letters, must have experience with each being able to operate these. I want to know what incidences brought this on.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd like to see that the tapes on that warehouse for the last year, please. Occupational health and safety. Yeah.
Can you drive?
There
Yeah.
isn't any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round and
Ooh,
round.
skid steer. Me know skid steer. Yeah. Oh fuck. See, even Bonzi's Oriental.
Oh, you funny guy. You funny.
Yeah. See, it's rubbing off on everybody. God damn. That guy's
I can't
better.
order Chinese food.
I know. Major bad influence, that man.
I can't.
Oh,
No,
maybe
it's not even Bonzi. I could never order Chinese
Yeah,
food
I
from
know.
the Chinese food
I've
restaurant here.
pulled the phone out of your hand more than 3 or 4 times in the last 10 years. I'll order food. Yeah, okay. Hi, wir order. Look, give me that. We'd like to order.
As soon as I hear the accent, I grab it, and it's a.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
when
that's
I've been at the Newfies neighbors,
Yeah. Well,
because
it's
I
like
come
me
home
and-
talking like a Newfie, and he said, "Oh, you've been talking to Gary," and I was like, "Yeah, I've been talking to you know." And
Well, it's like me when I used to get together with my cousins at Christmas. We don't do that anymore. But when I was a kid, we'd get together at Christmas, and I'd come home speaking half English, half Ukrainian. And then
No.
the Ukrainian would go away, but I'd still have the Ukrainian accent for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So,
especially when you're at my baba's,
and
that
your
was
mom
bad. Yeah, yeah.
That was bad. Yeah.
Half Ukrainian, half English.
Yeah.
Now we
But at
just
least we can
can't speak
communicate.
English.
Now we just nod.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Assist. This is a job for Lachlan. It's too
Mr.
bad he couldn't
Lachlan
make it in
Thomas.
tonight.
Yeah.
Assistant
He's going to be our guest
brewer.
next week, though.
Assistant brewer for the brewing company in St. Albert. Valid Class 5 license required. Attending beer festivals and other community events.
Yeah, I can see Locke doing that job, actually. St. Albert, that's his hometown. That's where he lives. A Class 5 driver's license, drinking beer, going to
From event to
festivals.
event.
And from
Office
event to event.
data entry required. Lift up to 25 to 75 kg.
That's a keg. So I put the keg in my car, and then we go to the festival. Pull over.
Yeah.
Hey, Ossifer, what's the troubles? Have you been drinking tonight?
No.
It's okay. I'm allowed to. That's my job.
Class 5 with a beer festivals. Okay,
Bonzi-
you're just asking for trouble. I'm so sorry. You are
That's
asking
like
for trouble.
Bonzi driving the bus with his dick out, right? It's okay. I'm a porn star. I'm allowed now.
You change that flat tire. I'm not touching it.
That's okay. Bonzi's date will blow it up.
Well, that's it.
fuck
That's
it.
the 5 that I had from this week anyways.
Yeah.
I'll find some
Funny
more.
shit. We'll find some more. There's lots of them. Next time
Body
I'll
barn.
I'll copy them and put them into the computer properly. I didn't do that this time. It was
I wonder
kind
if
of a
they get a lot of phone
hastily done
calls at
thing.
Halloween.
Hello, Body Barn. Hey, yeah, I'm looking for 2 arms and a foot.
I couldn't
Maybe
do that job.
there you go. All those feet washing up on the west coast,
It came from the Body
Vancouver
Barn.
Island, probably came from a robbery at the Body Barn. B&E. Oh, take the safe. Oh, it's probably full of cash. It's got to be whack full of cash, right? Body parts. What's a kidney? Kidneys go for 20 grand on eBay, for Christ's sakes. There's got to be a shit ton of money in this safe. Let's take it. Okay. Get out to the coast, crack the safe open. It's nothing but fucking feet. What the hell? Dump it in the ocean.
I'm still a little concerned that this Body Barn has on-site laundry. Not to mention, what the fuck is an ear seed?
Well, Dave said that ear seed might take out wax. That's what he thinks. But I thought that was
usually
ear
candles.
candling. Yeah,
Not
ear candling,
seeds.
which is, by the way, been scientifically proven not to really work. Ear
The
seeds,
heat makes it feel better, though. Is it
Yeah.
boo-boo?
Ear seeds, I'm thinking that's what your mom used to pull out of your ears when you were a kid because you were growing potatoes in there because you didn't clean them. Oh, look, you got fucking ear seeds. You don't clean your ears, those will turn into potatoes.
Somebody go to the Body Barn and let me know.
Yeah.
I gotta know.
Do you need an appointment?
I don't know. It doesn't
No,
say
we're
anything.
we're going to have to delve into that one a little bit.
But the on-site laundry is bothersome.
That's too funny. I'm going to drag a new sponsor in too. Oh,
Are you?
But, yeah. I want to mention this first off, okay? Just because Bonzi, God love him. I love the guy. He's like the ugly
Kid
younger
brother.
I never really fucking wanted, but I'm stuck with him now.
Kind of sounds like what Bonzi's going through.
I said stuck with him, not on him.
Oh, okay.
And we kibitz back where I give him such a hard time. I mean, I'll go on his podcast and just in the comments section, it's nonstop mayhem from me. And he takes it in stride. I hit him with one the other night, and as I hit send, I went, oh, fuck, I might have just crossed the line. But
So I'm not alone.
He took my comment, and he was able to eloquently turn it around to ask his guests the question that I had posed. He had a kindergarten teacher on that he was interviewing, and I posed the question to the kindergarten teacher, Miss Kindergarten Teacher, if Bonzi was in your kindergarten class, would you A, become a raging alcoholic, or B, hang yourself from the rafters in the gymnasium? And as soon as I hit send, I went, oh, fuck, I don't know this lady, and it's probably a little bit overboard. And she sees it, because when you're on these podcasts, you see the questions and comments coming in. Oh, man, might have pushed the line. But about 5 minutes later, Bonzi was able to turn it around and just throw all the blame on me, which is fitting. That's fine. Threw it all on me. Wade's a comedian. He's a nutbar. He's an idiot. He's a goof. He's asking this question. And she burst out laughing. She thought it was hilarious. So we're going to Bonzi's got new shirts. You can get them on trippingwithbonzi.com, I believe is his website now. I hope I got that right. Beautiful modeling the shirts. So order yourself a shirt or 5 off his website. Make sure you do that. So I just wanted to get that in. It helped the guy out,
I have
Give
to
him a
dig up that
free
picture.
publicity.
I have to dig
Which
up
one?
that picture from the flats when you had the 64 Mustang and the dreads. Well,
Oh,
the
my
curls
65 Mustang, yeah.
and the
I don't know
acid
where
perm.
that is.
I
Yeah, I
do.
haven't seen that. Oh, do you?
I know where all
That's-
the dirt is on you.
Well, yeah, dig that out. I'd like to have a copy of that.
Sure you would.
That's print. That's not even digital. No, I'd like to have a
I don't
digital.
have it's a side view of you walking towards the car, but you were wearing those electric frickin' sweatpants with the colorful Coors beer cans all over them, a
they were
leather
my
jacket.
Coors Light beer cans, a black leather jacket, a burgundy 65 Mustang.
Yeah, and
And
hair down to
my
you.
ass.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Okay.
If you are going to Mexico and you want to experience real Mexico, not Puerto Vallarta, not Cabo San Lucas, if you want to go experience real Mexico, let me know. I'll set you up. little town called Rincon de Guayabitos, or La Panita. That's where Doe and I go. We fell in love with this place, 15, 16 years ago. We go back just about yearly. Absolutely love it. I'm going down on December the 3rd. My flights got all changed around on me, but to shoot a wedding. I'm shooting a wedding for these people here. That's Heather and Enrique. They're getting married down there. And I'm heading down to shoot their wedding. And they have 15 or 16 Airbnbs that they rent out or manage for other folks. So if you're going down there and you want to experience real Mexico, let me know. I'll hook you up with Heather. She'll put you into a place. You will need a kitchen. You'll whatever you need, whatever you want. She will put you into it. She'll probably even pick you up at the airport if you pay her a couple bucks.
The nice
You wanna
part
go to
about
Mexico?
that is it's very walkable. You don't need a
Yes.
vehicle to get around.
Yep.
Taxis are cheap from town to town, $5.
Yeah. If that.
There isn't a bad restaurant. There
No,
isn't.
we've eaten in, I don't know how many
I'm still
restaurants are
here.
in there, but man, some of the best food I've ever eaten down there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Go where
it's
the locals
absolutely
go.
fantastic.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah, experience real Mexico.
Fresh markets. Oh, I hate you, Wade,
Why?
because I'm going to be here.
I'll be thinking of you when I'm dining. So Dave Googled ear seeds and sounds weird
What
as
did he
fuck.
find out?
Sounds weird as fuck. Disco Wade is made. I don't know what that means.
That's in regards to
idea.
your long hair.
Oh,
We have a
maybe.
mirror ball downstairs if you really
Yeah,
from the
really wanna
DJ
bring it up
days and a
some-
fog machine. Oh,
Yeah, fog machines, some lighting.
Bonzi
all
needs
sorts
that
of goodies.
in his rig.
Yeah, no kidding. What? Isn't that where you send all your podcasts for a week as they thank you for joining in?
He's planning his vacation and he wants to go.
Yes, Brad, that's exactly where I'm sending you.
Each and every one of you.
Each and every one of you. Each and
For
every guest I've ever had.
$19.95 every podcast.
For each and every guest I've had on my podcast, I'm going to send you to Guayabitos, Mexico. All that will be required from you is a $2,000 deposit, which you won't get back because I'll use that to foot the bill for your trip down there. You and a guest can go down. All expenses paid because you will have paid the expenses.
Yeah, staying with Heather and eating. You can eat in restaurants every day. Staying in the Airbnbs that she has, you
There anywhere from 50
literally
bucks a
can
night
have
to,
two people go down for the price of one
Mhm.
round trip vacation.
Oh, we did that the first year that we went Airbnb. At that time, we could have stayed at the resort. It was about $2,000, I think, for the two of us to go down with flights.
Yeah, it was
And say
$18.50 each or something like that.
No, something like that. And that includes all your food and booze. And Doe and I aren't big drinkers, so the booze portion of it really doesn't affect us.
It's cheaper to buy a
But we
bottle
found-
anyway.
Yeah, we found you go down Airbnb, and we were paid $35 or $36 a night for that little place the first one we stayed at, that little
Yeah.
casita.
I think it was
wasn't very
40.
expensive, $40 a night, and it was right in the heart of downtown Guayabitos, right on Main Street. It was noisier than fuck. It was great because we were there over New Year's as well. So the party had started on the 25th of December. We got there the 28th, and the party didn't stop till well after we left Mexico 2 weeks later. But it was fantastic, and it was half the price. I think we paid just over $1,200 for the two of us to go down, including our food.
Yeah, and
That's,
it's really it's
when you can sit down at a little outdoor cafeteria right on the street and order a shrimp salad for lunch, and it costs you $8, and the shrimps are the size of my goddamn forearm, and there's 15 of them on the plate, and it costs you $8 with a beer. Like, oh, come on, you can barely get a beer in Canada for $8 if you go out for it. So
I think you can, but it's got to be a cheap beer.
yeah. Dave, after 10 views, you get the Wade pass. Well, Dave, that's 10 consecutive views. You're at 1. You forgot to read the fine print there, dude. It's 10 consecutive views. You're at 1. I got to phone that guy too. Wonder how he's doing.
Give him a shout.
Give him a shout. See if he's mentally stable or if he's still off the wall. We'll fix him tonight too.
Touche.
Right on. So that's another edition of bitch night, where nobody bitched. Do we all lead such charmed lives that nobody has any bitches? I mean,
I could bitch,
it's
but
amazing.
I don't really.
I don't really have anything worthy of
No.
bitching about. You know, I mean, traffic. Well, that's my job.
Construction.
Every day I put up with fucking idiots on the road. Construction. Every day I have to
Stay
go
off
through it.
Highway 15
Yeah,
from
from the Fort
this
to
side of
Edmonton.
28 all the
Yeah.
way down Manning.
I
Just
mean,
stay off
I
it.
don't
It's
bitch.
horrible.
There's no point in bitching. It doesn't get me there any faster. It doesn't take me any longer.
Oh, my bitch for the week
Go.
was when we went grocery shopping yesterday and went into No Frills. And you turned to me and said, "State of the arrows." I almost frickin' put your head in those pickles. I swear to God.
I like pickles.
After walking through the aisle beforehand, and there was like 8 people all going down the aisle and shopping over top of me. Don't fucking do that, people. Just don't. I'm reading a label. Say excuse me, walk past me, get what you fucking need. Do not reach above my head when we're shopping. I will turn one of these days. I am going to turn and punch somebody, and I don't care. I don't care. I am going to lose my shit in a fucking grocery store.
And I can hear the comment to the cop now by the victim. Can you describe the person? She was a female. I think she was robbing the place because she was wearing a mask.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't get a good look at her.
Well, and then we go down the second aisle, and you're telling me, "Oh, you see, they still have the lines on the floor. You got to follow the lines." And the stalker is right there. And I said, "I don't fucking care." And he just kind of looked over his shoulder. Right? He's like, "Oh my God!"
Well, at least we haven't walked into Walmart or any place lately, and me yelling at the top of my lungs, and I have a big booming voice when I let it go. Would you follow the fucking lines? And everybody just turns around.
Oh, when those kids were running.
Oh, the kids that was a few years ago. Yeah, kids running through Walmart. 15, 16-year-olds having a good time. Me at the top of my lungs. Cut it out! And they fucking stopped. And the whole store stopped and had a look.
Yeah,
So Dave's bitching about the upcoming election, which is fair. The civic election. In Alberta, we have our civic election on the 18th of October, which is Monday. So we all get to go and cast our ballots for new mayors and shit like that. We live in a small town. I don't even know if we have anybody else running other than the old fucking idiots that were running anyways.
I'm not. Any names I recognize, you're not getting my vote. I'm saying that straight up.
Yeah,
straight up. You
I'm voting
need
for
to
the
change.
opposite of what's there now. We need change.
Yeah.
So Dave's, when do I vote for this referendum? Dave,
Monday.
that is on Monday, the 18th of October. That is when you were voting. I don't know where you vote.
It's on the ballot.
Voting. The referendum is part of the ballot. It'll be on there.
And so is the daylight.
You can
savings.
vote for your mayor. Mayor Billy. I like him. You can vote for your Alderman June. I like her. And then you can vote for your school board trustees. I think you vote for 3 of them. So Jill, Ted, and Freddie. They're cool. I'm voting for them. And then you vote on the referendum. Do you want daylight savings time? Yes or no? Do you want to continue paying Quebec $13.5 billion fucking dollars a year for equalization payments because they're too
we don't have
fucking
any
lazy
jobs.
to get off their fucking asses to do anything over there, to get rid of the resources they have to sell them overseas? They won't let fucking pipelines through their goddamn province so we can sell our resources. So you vote for your thought on that. And then Dave did online shopping with Save On Foods. A full cart took 30 minutes to pick on the app and 5 minutes for them to put in my car. No arrows needed. Dave, that's just being lazy. You skinny little twat waffle, you're going to get fat like me if you don't get into the store and do some exercise. Jesus fuck. Dave does not watch the news. You are my news. If I am your news source, dude, you're getting some bad news, man.
That's one thing I stay away from. I try to, and you can't get away from the news.
I may as well give you some health tips too, Dave, because I played a doctor in drama in high school, so I feel fully qualified. Yep, I do.
Dr. Wade. Dr. Wade. Sure.
Now I got this thing on here. I don't know why. There. There you go, Wade. You got a good bitch in there. Thanks, Brad. Brad's my hero. He really is. I love this guy. He is just a fantastic guy. I've watched him on podcasts and had him on my podcast, but I really enjoyed watching him on other podcasts because he is straight shooter. He's
Yep.
got his own podcast coming out. Off Road Delay, it's called. It'll be on the YouTube for sure, on the Dean Blundell Network. Coming out shortly. I think I caught it on Twitter. He just finished recording his first one today.
Nice.
So it'll be coming out soon, and I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be just so full of information on what paramedics and firefighters go through in their day-to-day routines, the
backstories.
what would you call it? The backstories, the shit that happens behind the curtain in the hospital that you don't see between two paramedics arguing about why they didn't chop the guy's leg off to save the fucking building or what, I think it's going to be just great. He's got some great stories to begin with, and now getting the backstories, it's going to be just fantastic.
You don't see the resemblance. I see the resemblance. You guys could pass for brothers.
They
really
could pass
could.
the brothers. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy from that was Chicago Fire, right?
Yeah, Chicago Fire.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
guys could
think of
pass
his
for
name.
brothers.
I'd have to find it again. But yeah, no, I that wrench story, that did me in for 2 days of puns. Like every chance I got, that was so funny. It's like right tool for the right job. Just there's
Fuck,
so
that was-
many.
Man, oh man, we laughed about that for 2 days. I was sending
I
Brad
woke up
pictures.
laughing.
We'll send Brad pictures over Twitter and stuff, and it's just hilarious.
No, it was a story about somebody
Somebody
using a
masturbating
wrench.
with a hex wrench, Dave, the ones that they're ratchet and they lock. And he got his little peepee stuck in there, and Brad, being
Forged
a first
metal.
first responder? Yeah, first
Yeah,
responder. That's my
first
English
responder.
words coming through again. Brad had to respond to the call, and they took this poor chap to the hospital, and the story tells, if you want the whole story, go back to when Brad was on the podcast and catch it, because it is hilarious. Christmas is coming and the wrenches will be on sale. I'm looking forward to it, Brad. I gotta tell you, dude, it's been 27 years married to this lady. I could use a little strange.
Oh,
Fuck. Why is
fine,
the
and
show?
tell me I would have worn a mask. Halloween's coming. We'll go to the body barn. Pick something out. Yeah.
Oh, Dave, you need help. Okay, gang, that's it. We've digressed into just a multitude of shit. It's been an hour and a half, or hour and 5 minutes. We're good to go. Thanks for watching. See you next Friday for sure. You got some bitching? Send me a message. We'll get you on the show.
Yeah.
You can come and just let loose. Look, give a tirade. I don't care. You want to just I only have 2 rules. 2 rules. No company names. If you're bitching about a company that you work for or a co-worker, change the name. Like I worked for a big brown company, world's largest courier. They wear brown. If you can't figure out who it was from there, then you need help.
Chicken on the way.
Chicken on 44 chicken, where are you? But I never throw the name. I never throw the company name out. I never throw personal names out.
I try not
avoid,
to. Yeah.
Try and avoid religion, politics, all that shit. I mean, we get into it a little bit, but not much. You're just gonna hurt somebody's feeling by doing that. But if you got a bitch about, some Karen at the KFC eating your chicken while you're paying for it, bring it on. Dave says we'll see how the vote goes. He might have some bitching to do.
I think everybody's going to have some bitching to do. No, there's no right vote. There's no wrong vote.
You can't win. You can't
The
win with
referendum, I don't
politics.
even know if they'll even really look at it. The daylight savings time, yes, I want it to stay. I'm
sooner have it
not a
stay
fan
this
of going
time.
back and forth.
I'm not a fan of it going back and forth either, but I'd sooner be on standard time than daylight time. Daylight time, the sun's not going to rise till 10 o'clock in the afternoon or in the morning.
Well, that's what they say, but
Yeah.
this morning it was very blinding at 8. But
yeah, if we stay on this time, that's
You
what I'm
know,
saying. If we stay on
call
the
a
time we're on now,
compromise. I've been saying this forever. Call a compromise. Move it halfway, half an hour, and just leave
know
it the
what?
hell alone.
I'm going to take that a step further. I've always said abolish religion, abolish politics, abolish time. Get rid of all clocks. Fuck it. And calendars too. What day is it? Does it matter?
I have to look at my phone every day because this is, I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is.
That's okay. Today is October the 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked through my
Friday,
paperwork for the
right?
last 2 weeks. Yeah, Friday. I looked through my paperwork for the last 2 weeks. And I've been putting September on it. I had to go back and fix 2 weeks of fucking paperwork. I'm a professional truck driver, but I don't know what fucking month it is.
When was your DOT last filled? I don't know.
I don't know. See your logbook? I don't know what a fucking logbook. I'm driving for a beer company now. I'm drinking on the top. What do I need with a logbook? Yeah,
I just need a class 5, right? I'm going to the top. I'm going to the barn.
I pulled a good one here. I got pulled over by DOT, just a spot check here a little while ago. And license, registration, insurance, da-da-da. Yeah, here you go. Oh, you got your class 1, da-da-da. Yeah. Open the back of the truck, please. Open the back of the truck, and my pallet jack wasn't strapped in tight enough for his liking. Which it was strapped in, just not snug and taut. You're a class 1 driver. You should know that that's got to be strapped in so it doesn't fucking budge. So I looked at the guy and said, I only got the class 1 so I could drive grain trucks on the farm when I was a kid. I don't do I never drove class 1 professionally for a living. I was a grain truck driver on the farm, but we had to have a class 1 to do it. Oh, yeah, okay, well, yeah, just tighten it up. And he let me go. So that's my new calling card. I fucking just drive tractor trailer on the farm. Small town, right? They don't know. Until he pulls me over the next time. Oh, well.
Yeah, I did learn, though, that I can save $30 off of a fine as long as I'm wearing something low cut.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well, you just keep your clothes on, Missy.
I try to, yeah.
You don't need your...
That's why I don't drink anymore.
Don't
I
need
can't
your
drink and
driving
wear a
around like
sundress.
Bonzi.
I can't drink and wear a sundress. Just pull it over my head.
Yeah, can't be drinking and acting like Bonzi on the road.
No, that's a long stretch, boy, drying out and deciding that you're not going to be part of the party life anymore. That's hard, and it's good on him that he's doing that because, at some point you gotta be truthful to yourself, and if you're not
in the 4 or 5 months I don't know. Okay, I'll say it. In the 4 or 5 months I've known the guy, yeah, he's straightened up tenfold.
a lot. Yeah.
Doing really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Proud of the kid. Proud of him. He's not getting his allowance, but I'm still proud of him. Because I know he'll just spend his allowance. He gets $40 a week allowance. I know exactly what he spends it on.
Hookers and blow.
No blow. He can't afford blow on $40. But yeah, rub and tug.
Rub and tug.
Rub and tug. Yeah, so it's...
Yeah,
David know about sundresses.
Yeah. I actually bought 7 of them this year, Dave. You'd be proud of me. I bought 7 of them. And I wore all 7 of them.
And Dave's next question will you share them with me?
The dresses?
Yeah.
It'd probably fit him. We're the same size.
Probably. Yeah.
He liked the jean jacket. It was a little big on me, so it worked.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm out.
I'm out too.
Okay.
Have a good night.
In the kitchen. Have coffee ready.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. Oh, there you're all big screen now. Look at you. You're famous. Ooh, bye. She gone. Another shit show. It's lots of fun. Lots of fun. It's something to do on a Friday evening. It's fuck all on TV worth watching. May as well tune into us. Have a laugh. Get some bitches off your chest. Thanks to everybody for watching. Bonzi and Dave and Brad and Gwen. Thanks for joining in, Gwen. Like I said, watch your inbox. Give me a little treat for you there. Maybe some nice pictures or something of me naked. No, it's not going to be that. There aren't any that I'm aware of, because I grew up in an era without cell phone cameras, or I'd still be in prison today. So, yeah, see you there, Brad. That's it. That's all. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Good night, kids.